Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Kristen. So I'm here today to do a full face of Drugstore. I got all my favorites from the drugstore that I have currently. I went and picked up a couple of lipsticks yesterday, and I'm going to show you which ones. I'll show you at the end what I picked up and which ones I'm going to use, which one I'm going to use for this look. And yeah, so let's get into it. So we're going to start with the eyes because that's usually what I start with, is the eyes. So I'm going to go in with this Rimmel Magnific'Eyes. I never know how to pronounce that correctly. In the Spice Edition. So this is the one that's supposed to be a dupe for the Naked Heat palette. I never got the Naked Heat palette. I got this instead. So I can't compare them. I don't have the Naked Heat to swatch side by side, but I hear that they're a nice dupe for it. I've already laid down my CoverGirl Lock It Up primer on my eyelids, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this white color here at the end and just dust that all over the eyes. It's matte as far as I can tell. If you can hear Freya screaming, she can't decide whether or not she wants to be in or out of the room. Sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and dust that over the eyes. Ooh, it's nice and pigmented. It's more pigmented than I'm used to with these kind of shades. So that's nice. Okay. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it. I've decided to go ahead and instead go into my Emily Edit and go into the Love shade and use that because I don't like that it has the sheen to it. So I'm going to go back over with that Love shade instead with my big MAC, what is this brush called? The 224. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do, this does have a really nice transition color on that second color here. This is a really nice transition color for me. I'm thinking this might be a really nice transition color, this fourth one over, if you have a little bit of a deeper skin tone. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and put that into and a little bit above the crease, just so we can make that our transition color. Now this one is completely matte. That one is completely matte. It doesn't have any kind of sheen to it. So we're going to go ahead and just, like I said, put it in and a little bit above the crease to make it our transition color. So I'm looking straight into my mirror and I'm putting it on that way so that I know that it's going to go a little above the crease because I have a little bit of hooded eyes. And I want to make sure that, you know, that it's nice and clean. I almost instinctively when it's in the Emily Edit palette. I should do a whole look on the Emily Edit Needs palette. If you'd like to see that, let me know. The Wants palette is supposed to be coming back in stock at Ulta, and I really want to go pick up the Wants palette too. I just don't know where I would store it, you know? Those big palettes. This one's perfect because it's tiny, compact, and has everything you need. These big palettes, they're a little harder. Okay, so now that I got my transition color down, I'm going to go in with... First, I'm just going to go in with this little bit of deeper brown, a little bit more precisely into the crease. As usual, we're not going for anything crazy. I definitely need to do a more crazy look. I also have, if you're interested, the color edition of this palette, as well as the crimson version of this palette. This one is supposed to be a dupe for the Naked Cherry. So if you're interested in either of those, let me know and I can go ahead and play with those as well. But for now, we're just going to go in with the spice. Like I said, we're going to go in with that little bit of deeper brown just directly into the crease. Again, keeping my eyes open while I do it, just so that I can make sure the color peeks through. Okay, and as always, we're going to go back in with that original blending brush. My brushes haven't changed, by the way, and just kind of go over the edges, make sure everything is blended seamlessly. By the way, look at my cup. Grumpy, but gorgeous. $3 at Target, people. $3 at Target. They have a bunch of $3 cups that are just adorable. To go 12 ounces. I suggest them. I love me some coffee. Okay, so now that we went ahead and put in our crease color, I'm going to deepen it up just a little bit. And I think I'm going to go crazy and go with this purple color down here. I think we're going to go a little crazy and go with that deep purple color at the very end here. Well, second to last. Because why not, right? Why not at this point? It's just going to be something we're gonna do. I have this little, I bought this at the Camaria Mall the other day, this color switch by the brand Veramona. So I really desperately need to deep clean my brushes. That's going to happen today. We're trying to sell our house, so we don't like to leave a lot of things out. So leaving brushes out to dry, I'm like, ugh, paranoid about it. But we don't have anybody, as far as I know, seeing the house today, so I might do that today. I need to, desperately. And I guess I could just hide them behind the curtain in my shower if somebody comes and sees it, right? So again, I'm going to take that deep purple brush on my pencil brush and that deep purple color on my pencil brush. English is hard. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that in my outer V. Now, I do want to go ahead and try a couple of different things. I want to try a cut crease. I'm going to have to do it off camera first. Cut crease and halo eyes. I don't think the halo eye looks that great on me just because I do have a bit of a hooded eye. But I want to try the cut crease. I'm going to drag this just a tad bit into the crease, about halfway. Not all the way to the corner there. Ooh, look how pretty that is. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go ahead and step up that game. Also, when I was at the Camarillo Mall, that color switch and this conversation just triggered that. There was this young girl, she was probably like 18 or 19, asking about a good concealer for cut creases. And I was like, ooh, yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta work on that. Then once I figure it out, maybe I can teach you guys how to do it. If anybody's interested in that. I don't know. I think that would be cool. I love this purple color. This purple color, usually purples and palettes are really, really hard to do. This is actually really nice and pigmented. So again, we're gonna go over it with our blending brushes. I didn't do the other eye yet. Oh well. Oh well. I got carried away. I'm one of those people who get distracted by the pretty colors and the shiny objects very easily. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know what hair that was. Alright, again, just doing the same thing. Yeah, I really like this purple color. It's really nice. And again, with a tip with the blending is don't put any more on your brush. Just whatever was left on the brush, go over and just make sure everything blends out seamlessly. Anybody else have a bad eye? Like this eye I always think looks really good and then this eye just doesn't. Like it looks okay, but I'm like, why can't you be like your sister? You know? Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I'm really digging that purple color. It's really nice. I just picked up an eyeliner like I was going to blend with that. Nothing to blend with. So then we have a couple of options for the lid, a couple of like shiny options. But I think after looking at them, I thought I wanted to go in with this one, but I think I'm going to go in with this one here instead. I don't think these have names on them. No, I really don't. Oh well. Yeah, so I'm going to go in with this option here. And I'm going to put that all over the lid. So this is a bit more colorful than I expected it to be, but that's okay, right? That's cool. Don't you like it when you're expecting like a neutral look and you're like, ooh, you know what? I think I'm gonna go this way. Another Real Techniques brush. I promise. Nobody at Real Techniques knows who I am. Nobody. But, I love their brushes. Their brushes are really nice. Especially for drugstore beginning. Ooh, I used a MAC brush. Ugh. Sorry. e.l.f. brushes, Wet n Wild brushes, Morphe brushes, all affordable. Of course, Real Technique brushes, all really affordable at the drugstore. Sorry about that. I didn't even think about that. So there we go. See, a little bit more colorful than I thought it was going to be. This look. But is that a bad thing? I don't think so. I don't think so. My dark circles are like coming out to play today. They're really coming out to play today. My cats and dogs woke me up at 5 this morning. And then they all kicked themselves out of my room. They kicked themselves out. They all like left. So I took that opportunity to shut the door, and I didn't get up till 9. I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Oh yeah, a little bit deeper than I expected this to be. Oh well, to each their own. There are really neutrally looks that you can get with this, and then there's apparently really nice colorful looks you can get with this. You probably can get even more colorful. But you can get really nice bronzy looks with this too. But I think that's it for the eyes for right now. Now I'm going to take care of this face and these dark circles and everything. I put some sea salt spray in my hair, and I just feel like now it looks... I never know what to do with my hair. I'm contemplating cutting it off, but then the other side of me is like, but I want to grow it out and be long and pretty, and yeah. I don't know. It's a constant struggle, people. Constant struggle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the face. So I got the other day this COVERGIRL, this COVERGIRL primer in Illuminating. I got this on the recommendation of Jam Beauty. And I was like, okay, sure, we'll try it. It's drugstore, why not? I usually don't use primer, mostly because I don't feel like it really does anything. I really don't feel like it does anything. I think it's just kind of a gimmicky product. However, this, and what I like about the primers that I usually go for are the illuminating ones, the ones that give you a little bit of glow, but also that add some hydration back into your skin, and this one really does. This one is so nice. It feels like you're putting on moisturizer. Has a bit of a smell. It smells kind of fruity, flowery, fruity, I don't know. To me, it smells fruity. But yeah, it just gives like a nice base, and it's not tacky. It's just, it smooths everything out really nicely. And I know that they have other primers as well, and I might give them a shot. This is only my second day using it, because I've been playing with my makeup a lot, like especially right here. I've been breaking out. I have very sensitive skin, but you know, we'll see. So then what I'm going to do on top of that is I'm going to go in with my Light Illusion by Flower Beauty. You can get this at Walmart or Ulta. And I am in the shade... No idea what shade I'm in. I can guarantee you though it's the lightest one. I'll find out what it is, and I'll of course link it down below, because that's... I try to do that in every video. So we're just going to dot this all around. And again, if you can hear Freya, I apologize. Now, I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques sponge. It's a little dirty, but I swear I just washed it this morning. I'm going to take the flat side and just pat that in. The people need to know. The people need to know what Freya thinks. You can't deny me, Mom. The people need to know. Now, obviously, you're going to get a lighter application when you use a sponge. So I got light, maybe slight medium color. I like light coverage, but that's okay. We're gonna go in with just a second layer because I like to apply this one with a sponge. I feel like it streaks with the brush. But we're gonna go in with a second layer real quick. So there we go with 2 layers of foundation. I love this foundation. I think it makes my skin nice and dewy, and then especially with that primer, it just brings life back into my face. Especially with these eyes, you definitely need light back into your face. I also have the Flower Beauty Light Illusion concealer. I was going to call it a mascara. It's a concealer. And this is in Fair L1. And I still feel like this is a little too dark. So what I like to do with this one, it's nice and creamy and not drying at all, but I like it. But what I like to do with this one is I actually like to add a little bit of the Maybelline. This is the Maybelline, I want to say it's the Fit Me Concealer, and it's an ivory. It's this one here. So I just like to put a touch like in it to kind of mix the colors. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe brush and pat that out. Ever since I found this Morphe brush, I like refuse to go back. I love this Morphe brush. It's spectacular. And I picked it up on a whim. I was like, let's give it a shot. I was thinking maybe like some kind of cream product with it, but no. Oh no. All about the Morphe, the M536 for blending out the under eye concealer. Now I don't have a powder from the drugstore. I looked yesterday. I wanted the CoverGirl. Like I was like determined to get the CoverGirl, but I couldn't. I guess I don't know what they're doing, repackaging something because everybody clearanced it out over the holiday and over the New Year. And I saw it. I saw it in my color one time on clearance. And did I pick it up? Of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. So in that case, I'm going to just go back in with my Emily Edit palette. And I'm going to go into the Kindness shade. And this is like a translucent powder. And I'm just going to go ahead and set my under eyes with that, since that is the only powder I have from the drugstore. You can get Revolution Beauty and this Emily palette at Ulta. And in case you haven't figured it out, just like these Real Technique brushes, I highly recommend them. It's funny, I didn't realize how much I was so loyal to certain products until I started this adventure. I was like, oh, I use that every single day. And I do. I use it every single day. Oh, right in the eye. So I'm going back in with my MAC. Sorry, again, this is the wrong MAC. This isn't even MAC, this is Sigma. So I'm going in with my same MAC. Again, sorry. I'm sure you can find a big fluffy brush like this in fact, I'll probably go look and see if I can find one from Morphe today. And I'm going to go back into my Emily Edit, and I'm going to go into Love again, and I'm just going to put it on my highlight. I'm going to highlight and lighten up the brow bone. Okay, so before I go on to the rest of the face, I'm going to finish up the eyes. I'm going to go in with the Sigma, just a tiny little detailer brush. And basically do the same steps I did in my crease, just under the eyes. So I'm going to take this color here, the second color here, and just put that down here. Not really digging this one. I think I'm going to go back in with this big pencil brush. I'm going to take my color switch that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to wipe off. This actually doesn't do a great job, which kind of sucks, but whatever. So instead I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to go in with that second color and go underneath the eye. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with that next color that we used, so the deeper brown. And I'm going to put that also underneath the eyes. Okay, so we want to keep that purple really close to the lashes, so I'm actually going to take this eyebrow brush. This is an old eyebrow brush that I got a long time ago from Senna Cosmetics. I got this, an eye mat. It's the only eye mats I've ever been. I need to go back to eye mats. And I'm going to go back in with the deep purple. I'm going to take that deep purple shade and just put it real close to my lash line. I'm going to need a mirror for this, so. Excuse me. I can honestly say these definitely have some fallout. My nice under eye, but that's okay. I'll just go in with my powder, what I use with my powder, and I'll just sweep it away. Yeah, this turned out a little bit of a deeper look than I expected. That's okay. That's the fun of makeup, is that, you know, you start with a vision in your head and then it turns into something completely different. Nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, there's definitely some fallout from those deeper shades. I'll just go in with my brush that I use for my powder and sweep that away. And all is bright with the world again. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in, I'm just going to go in with my finger. I'm going to go in, I don't know, you know what? We're going to use the highlighter that I'm going to use on my face. So we'll finish up the eyes as we get to that step. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my favorite drugstore bronzer, which, surprise, surprise, is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Camera cut me out. So I know it's a little bit pricey, but it's well worth it. It really is well worth it. They have a couple of different versions. I use the original version. I know there's like a light version, a deep version. So, you know, go look at them. Otherwise, there are great ones from Wet n Wild, like in huge pans at Wet n Wild. And then there's also a Rimmel one that I know is really good. I actually almost picked that one up yesterday for this video, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay true to me. I really, really love the Wet n Wild one. I'm sorry, the Wet n Wild one. The Butter Bronzer, the Physicians Formula. And, you know, if you get something that's like buy one, get one 40% off at the drugstore or at Ulta, or you can use Ulta points. Even if you don't, I'm telling you, this bronzer, it's well worth it. I love this one in my NARS Laguna, which is high-end, and I go back and forth. But see, it just gives you a nice warmth to the face, so that's what we're going for. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to go in with my Butter Blush. I actually got this on clearance. Yeah, Butter Blush, and this one is in Plum Rose. But again, it just looks like a neutral blush to me. I don't really see any plum in it. Even when it goes on my face, I don't see any plum in it. I'm just going to go ahead and take my multitask brush, again by Real Techniques, because I'm predictable like that. Okay. And then I'm not going to lie, I lack in highlighters from the drugstore. My bad. So I do have this one from the Emily Edit palette. This, what is it called? Gratitude. So I'm going to use that one because that's the one that I have from the drugstore. If you have any recommendations, please leave them down below. If you have any recommendations for really any good drugstore makeup, leave them down below. So we're going to go ahead and take Gratitude on a Real Techniques. This is just like the one I use for my setting, but I have two different ones. I have that one to know that it's the color. That I'm putting color on my face. So I'm going to use that as my highlighter. I feel like my dark circles are still like peeking through. Not really sure why. Just one of those days, I guess. All down the nose. Oh gosh, I'm such a dork. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula eyeliner. I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm also going to go in with my NYX eyeshadow, or I'm sorry, eyebrow pencil in Espresso. And pop on my mascara, which is going to be my Lash Paradise. I love this one. This is actually excellent. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and did a tiny wing. I'm working on my wing game, people. I don't even know if that's considered a wing. I don't know. But I put my Physicians Formula Eye Booster eyeliner on, liquid eyeliner on my top lashes. I went ahead and put on my Lash Paradise, and now I realized that I needed to do an inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to take that same Gratitude highlighter, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the inner corner. Not really like a bam kind of highlight, but that's okay. And still makes the eyes look very awake. Oh, and speaking of, I almost forgot as well, is that I wanted to take this Maybelline eyeliner that I have in, I believe it's called, yeah, Soft Nude, and I'm going to go ahead and run that in my waterline as well. Make the eyes look more awake. Which is a great trick when you have heavy makeup on like this. If you want your eyes to look more awake, instead of putting like a black liner in there, in your waterline, put a nude or a white. And there we go. So that's the finished eye look. Let me get a little closer to you. I think it came out real pretty. I'm really, really proud of my tiny little wing. I don't even know if it's considered a wing, it's just a fleck at the end. Whatever. So then the last thing, as usual, is going to be lips, which, again, I got a couple of options from the drugstore and one thing from TJ Maxx yesterday, for lips, because I am seriously lacking in the lip department because I'm a chapstick girl. I like my chapstick, so I'm not really a lip girl, but I'm trying to get back into it. For the sake of these videos and just, you know, for makeup trial in general. So the lip colors that I got yesterday, I got the Infallible Paints from L'Oreal 312 in Nude Star, which is gorgeous. I got, and the one that I'm going to use today is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Loyalist. I got the Maybelline, this is Maybelline in 665 Lust for Blush. And this is just a bullet lipstick. And then at TJ Maxx, I actually found, I just dropped the color I was going to use. I actually found this Bare Minerals Gen Nude in OM. So that's really nice, right? I like that. So I got these. This was only $5. Check your TJ Maxx, people. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pop on that Maybelline one. So again, Loyalist. We're going to go ahead and stick this on. And here's the final look. So this is my full face using just drugstore makeup. I really like it. I think that you can get a really simple everyday look or a really dramatic, more dramatic look using just drugstore. you don't really need to go high-end. You really don't. The drugstore has come a long way from when I was a teenager, or even in my 20s. I'm now in my 30s. The drugstore products have really come a long way. They're really stepped up their game in quality, and you can achieve an amazing look. You don't need high-end makeup. High-end makeup is beautiful. It's definitely a pleasure of mine, but it's a luxury, you know? So if you want me to do a more simple, everyday, more appropriate for school or work look using my Emily Edit palette by Revolution Makeup, the Needs palette, I don't have the wants, I have the needs, please let me know down below. And if you have any drugstore recommendations, just in general, just for all of our sakes, go ahead and list them down below so we can all benefit for them. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to like this, and I'll see you in my next video.